As many of the contributions today have shown, debt is built into the universal credit system, and evidence from Citizens Advice Scotland shows this. My honourable friend from Oldham East and Saddleworth talked about survivors of domestic abuse, and this is such an important area, so I want to focus on it today. For survivors of domestic abuse, often they flee from relationships with little or no resource, often after being subject to economic abuse, and for them the 5-week wait is particularly damaging. Although advances are available, as pointed out, that is a loan and has to be paid back. The charity Refuge recommend that survivors of domestic abuse should be exempt from repaying advances, as the initial period after fleeing an abusive relationship can be very costly. Often they have to buy a lot of their possessions back, they have to set up a new home and a new life. So in repaying advances, their future income will be heavily reduced. So I hope that the Minister will tell me his thoughts on that and consider that. I've highlighted a number of times in this place single household payments can be easily used by coercive partners and abusive partners to trap people in an abusive relationship. Rent arrears accumulated under single payments they give survivors restricted options when they're fleeing. And it's very common for landlords to refuse to accept tenants with arrears, even if those arrears were accrued due to domestic abuse. So this is another huge issue that must be ironed out. Sir Henry, I wanted to talk about some constituency cases today, but I don't have time. But what I will say is each of our constituency cases that we raise time and time again in relation to universal credit, they are not unique. It's happening everywhere. It's coming up on the doors, it's coming up in our surgeries, it's coming up with our neighbours. It's such a huge issue. I am fed up speaking about this cruel system that does not work. The government needs to take their fingers out of their ears and stop defending this. Work with members across the House who've spoken up on this issue and stop this awful system, rehaul it once and for all.